thanks to the support as a channel member, Jack Watson. I don't know about you boys and girls, but I'm fairly confident when you're in a promotion race, the thing you really want to see in your inbox is you're about to break the record for draws in the National League South in a season. We draw a lot now. Hello and welcome to part 76 of Wembley to Wembley. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode is what is theoretically a top of the table clash, although Worthing are 10 points ahead of us now because we just can't stop drawing. We're also going to be playing Dover. To be fair, most of the draws have come against the teams around us in the league, which doesn't really bode well for if we presume and when we presumably end up in the playoffs. You can see we've recently drawn, albeit in triple threat matches with Dagenham and Redbridge, Hampton and Richmond, Horsham I think we've drawn with recently. Yeah, Horsham are around us in the league. So all the teams who are kind of around us, we are drawing with. But it does mean that Worthing have pulled out a 10-point lead over us with 7 games to go. Unless we beat them and beat them comfortably, beat them well enough to knock the stuffing out of them, I think they're probably going to win the league and we're going to have to do the playoffs. You know I love the playoffs, but fingers crossed. You never know. This is the team we're going to put out there. Everybody is fit, apart from Josh Scott, but everyone else is fit. Josh Scott doesn't really matter. So it's Jacob in goal, a back four of Tete, Hughes and Devine, Tobin and Hayball as the wing-backs, Young, Scowen and Boland in midfield, McLennan and Thorne up front. Look at the goals those two have scored between them. It's not through lack of trying that we're failing to win games. We just don't seem to have that little bit of cutting edge. Niall Ennis has nosedived. He is done. We got 18 months out of him and now he is done. And we're basically in a situation where we don't have a plan B. If Thorne and McLennan don't score, the set pieces don't seem to have been anywhere near as effective as I hoped they would be. So we're not getting double figures out of any of our centre-backs. So if the two quick strikers don't do well, we struggle. Hopefully today's a day they're going to do well. That's number 21 for the season for Vaughan Thorne, set up by McLennan. And what was originally a tactic that was all about getting the ball to our wing-backs, winning set pieces and scoring from corners, seems to be more about we have a whole bunch of players who are defending, often not very well, and then we try and get the ball up to the front too and let them do it all by themselves, which when they're playing well and when they're against the right kind of opposition, it works. It doesn't work if you just cancel those two out, though, because no one else has really got any kind of attacking oomph. We don't have very much coming out of midfield. And like I say, the set-piece conversion has been incredibly disappointing, considering just how many big boys we've got. We can have a look in a second, how many goals they've scored. So Tete has 1 goal all season at 6'7". Devine, I think, has scored a few more. He's 6'3" and he's scored 5 goals. Lowe, who's not in the team because we don't defend as well when he is, has 5 goals. And then we've got Nigel Hughes in there, who's there as the cover defender, who doesn't score at all. But ideally, we'd have Lowe in, I guess, for Tete. But Tete's 6'7". I can't drop a 6'7", man, even though Lowe scores more goals. But when you're playing 3 big centre-backs, or 2 plus Hughes in between them, because it works better defensively, but to only get to, 11 goals from centre-backs over the course of the season, it's not really something to build a tactic around, is it? We've got no one else in the squad other than the 2 strikers who've made it to double figures, so we're missing the Tom Best 20 goals that we'd get out of midfield normally. And, the end result of all of that is we don't have much cutting edge and we're drawing a lot of football matches. We are winning now, though, so this would leave us 7 points behind Worthing with 6 games to go. So still quite the mountain to climb. But if we can grab a couple more in the second half and make them cry, we need to knock the stuffing out of them. It's not unheard of at this stage of the season for a team at this level to just absolutely nosedive their form. And I think that's kind of what we're hoping for. We've gone through a rough patch where we've drawn a lot of football matches. If we can now win every game between now and the end of the season, while Worthing lose half of them, then we still manage to go up as champions. Or at the very least, go into the playoffs off the back of 6 or 7 straight wins and top form, bubbly excitement around the club, that kind of thing, which is always handy for the playoffs as well. We're going to give away a penalty here. It just feels like a penalty. No, it was just a goal, an offside goal. The positioning of the linesman is questionable because he stood right there on the line, not in line with play at all, but has decided he can judge an offside from there. Look where he's standing when he puts his flag up. Oh, it's there. Okay. Okay, fair enough then, linesman. Mr. I'm in the right position and I know more about officiating a football match than Kev. You're not impressing anybody with your nonsense, linesman. Right, I don't want to do any shouts because just in case they do work, 1-0 up against a better team when they're playing better than you, I have no idea what the right shout is to do here. They've been in the game for years and I never learned. Right, we're going to take off Hayball and bring on Hogan, who is now training to play as a right wing back. You can see he's now makeshift at it, which is jolly good. Young is going to come off for Hamilton and we'll leave Scowen on for now. We just don't have enough players. We don't have enough players in the squad. We don't have enough options to change the game. Like, I'd love to have another attacking player to bring on now, but we just don't really have one. Ennis is there and he's done. Douglas has never been good enough. And the only other guy we've got is Joe Lowe, and we don't really need to change the defenders. We need midfielders here. Right. I'm going to bring... See, I could bring on Ennis. I'll bring on Ennis. Well, McLennan's still... I was going to say recovering from injury. It's like 6 weeks since he was injured now, so he should be fully back to match fit now. But get Ennis on, add a little bit of experience, different kind of striker, hold the ball up a little bit, hopefully. And if we can see this one out, this is quite an against... It's a coupon beater. Is that what they call it? I don't know betting terminology. But I don't think many people would have had us to win today. But there you go. We have one today. Now we just need to try and build. In fact, we're still 7 points behind them. It's still an incredibly long shot. But let's beat Dover as well, and you never know. Right, in the interest of trying to get more goals out of the defence, I'm bringing Lowe back in. Tete drops down to the bench. Let's make sure we get Ennis up onto the bench as well. Other than that, it is the same team that you've just seen beat. Who did we play? Worthing. It's not even the same team. Scott's back in as well. I've had my lunch between the two matches, and it's very much confused me. I think my pickle was questionable, and it's very much confused my brain. Worthing are playing Havant and Waterlooville, so they've got a triple threat match against a team who don't look like they're up in the top half of the table. We'll have a proper look at the league table in a second. So obviously, in addition to us coming away from here with a result, and Dover are down in the bottom half in a relegation battle, so you'd like to think we can pick up a result. So Dover are down there. Who were Worthing playing? I need to have a proper look at the league table. It needs to give me a minute. But it seems that it's not going to, and we're under attack, boys and girls. Where's our left back? I mean, I don't know where Scott is there. He is completely out of position. He dropped back in to almost be sent. That's Scott, isn't it, there? So that's Scott. Why is he in there alongside the centre-backs when he should... I mean, I don't understand. Worthing are winning as well against Havant and Waterlooville. It's all going wrong. Right, long throw. We've got the big boys on. Hopefully we can grab a goal from it. Scowen to Devine. Plays it back to Scowen. Cross comes in, looking at the far post where Hayball is knocking around. I mean, he's not the man you would expect to be there converting a long throw, but that's exactly what he's done. It's 1-1. We're back in this. Obviously, it counts for very little if Worthing go and win and we haven't knocked the stuffing out of them. But all we can do is keep putting the pressure on, I guess. It's a good cross over to that far post, and Hayball does very well to tuck it home. Obviously, we need to, even if we're not going to catch Worthing, and realistically, we're probably not. Only 5 games left after this one. 9-game gap. We ain't catching them, no matter what happens. But we do need to get ourselves into good form and keep in good form. At least, and this is a worrying thing to say, just as we're conceding our second goal against a team 20th in the league, but at least we have proven to be quite hard to beat, which I guess is a positive going into the playoffs. Although this hasn't gone to plan today, has it? Maybe losing Tete is the only left-sided centre-back we've got. Perhaps it's quite important to have a left footer in your back three. We've got 3 right-footed defenders who will want to be on the right-hand side of the defence, and no coincidence that they've come down that side and caused us a problem. Right, McLennan picks the ball up back to goal, but turns quickly, gets the shot away, but it's straight into a defender. But Scowen plays it back to Bolin, and now it's low to Bolin again. And now Hayball, he's already got one. He's now going to try and set up another. Drills it across goal. McLennan gets there, but his shot is saved, and we have a corner. And this is where bringing Lowe into the team should hopefully have a bit of an impact. Lowe and Devine both at the far post. That should be where the ball's going. Cross does come in. It's Devine, I think, who got under the end of it, and he's only able to head it straight up in the air. And as it stands, we are 10 points behind Worthing. We're almost guaranteed the playoffs already, so we don't need to worry too much about the playoffs, other than the fact that we need to be in good form going into them. I keep saying it. Oh, my word. I think if everything ends like this, we probably just do the playoffs tomorrow, rather than showing you the final games of the season that won't really matter. We'll just go straight into the playoffs tomorrow and hopefully win them. Wouldn't that be a thing if we could win the playoffs? Obviously, if it looks like we've got a chance of automatic promotion, Vaughan Thorne, lovely stuff. If we have a chance of automatic promotion before the end of the season, we'll come back a little bit sooner. But I think with the gap that we've got above us now, I think it's fairly safe to assume playoffs are in our future. And you know me, love a playoff, great record in them as well. So it'll all be fine. It's a nice goal. Hayball involved again. This is what I was saying to you earlier in the episode. It might have been yesterday's episode. I think it was earlier in today's episode. That pickle has ruined me. But Hayball, although his average rating doesn't look great and his stats don't necessarily look great, and I mean his stats, not his attributes. I've not gone all FIFA, but he's not like posting loads of goals and assists. But when I see him in the match engine, he does look great. He's just given away a penalty. As I'm doing the sales pitch on him, he has given away such a sloppy penalty. Our wing-backs have let us down today. Jacob does save penalties, not today, though. Curses. They're 20th in the league, and they've got a striker who scored 20 goals. He's probably worth scouting. I mean, we're probably outside of our scouting range. Yeah, we can't scout a guy who's literally on the pitch with us right now. I love the financial situation we're in at this football club. It doesn't make the save more challenging at all. How can we... Have we not got anyone with us who can offer me an opinion? We're literally watching him play now. Right, Bolin has dummied the ball for them to create a lovely chance for them on the edge of the area. And luckily they've missed it, but this is not going to plan at all. We're going to berate them. How do we beat Worthing and then lose against Dover? There's no logic to it. Hayball is going to come off. Hogan can go on that side. We are going to bring Tete on because we need a left-sided defender, and we'll leave McLennan on for another 10 minutes, and then Niall Ennis can come on at the end and not really do very much. Although it's being suggested that he comes on for Scott now, and of course Scott is just recovering from an injury. So, I mean, the logical thing is to bring on Tobin, not Ennis. So we'll bring Tobin on, and I guess we'll go very attack him, and demand more. And somebody do something, please. We at least need an equaliser. Worthing are 10 points clear. We do all that good work in the first half of the episode, and then we go and do this in the second half. What is the point? Goodness me. They've got him behind again. They've gone round the keeper, and oh, God, that's horrible. Such a good finish from such a tight angle. I don't know what Jacob's done there. But he's got, even after he's gone past the keeper, he's got no business scoring. We've got 3 centre-backs on the pitch. How's not one of them got in the way of that from that angle? Hideous. Hard to beat. Yeah, we look at today, don't we? Goodness me. Right, playoffs. Can't wait. We'll do them tomorrow. Hey, boys and girls, I wonder what might happen. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.